Good going so far, James. Now all we need to do is follow these tunnels until we're under the consulate. Once we're there, the surveillance room is hidden off to the side, and we can look in on our friends, the Russians.
Let's hope it's smooth sailing.
Quite the place, isn't it, James? The Emperor Constantine built it as a reservoir 1,600 years ago.
He drowned his enemies and ex-wives down here, too. Do the Russians know about it?
Yes, but they don't usually patrol. We'll be safe once we get to the surveillance room.
Take the bow. Keep an eye on the shadows. Looks like we're expected.
Okay, I guess they're done talking. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Alright, so this is my least favorite mission because, well, obviously, it's a turret mission. And turret missions typically aren't fun. And there's a bunch of enemies. And it's hard. Because bazookas, that's part of the reason, really. Excuse me.
Pick up those boats, James.
Yeah, boats. I'll worry about it. Anyway, I was able to eventually clear this on 00 Agent, so I do have better faith in my abilities now. But this was easily the most annoying mission, in my opinion, probably in the game. It's the only one that I really dreaded doing. I never thought I was going to be able to do on 00 Agent. But I did it, so I'm happy. It just took a lot of patience, a lot of redoing. So hopefully we can do well. Just trying to memorize where these guys show up and put priority on the bazooka guys and these explodey barrels. That's the best way of doing it, really, that I can think of. Explosions are going to do more damage to you at the same time, so it's a shit ton of bullets. Oh, right, this bit. This is the only challenging part for the speedrun, really, is you got to be as good as you can at getting this done as quickly as you can, or else you're not going to do well. And it can be annoying. It's also the only point where you're stationary. So sometimes you can be shot at while you're trying to shoot the gears, and you don't want that. So that's another challenge you got to deal with as well. Now, eventually I do want to talk about this in a minute. And I hate these guys up here because you can't hit them all the time. The new James Bond that's coming out, it's called Spectre. It's cool, and I look forward to it. And I'm really excited because one of the bad guys in it is Batista. He, for those of you who don't know wrestling, he was Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I will catch him. That guy. You know, can't take anything, he takes everything seriously. Yeah, but no, he did. I liked him in that movie. And I look forward to that, him being in the next movie, because it's like, shit, I might have to have a new favorite James Bond character now. Because Mayday has always been my favorite. But that's mostly because of multiplayer Molten on Nothing. She was always super hard to see. Excuse me, sir, I don't want you existing. But yeah, I just think it's cool to be like, yo, Batista's gonna be a part of the all-star greats and shit, you know, like Scaramanga and Jaws and Oddjob. Like, to me, that's the coolest fucking thing. That's meeting two of my favorite, you know, things together. It's like how people like the Layton versus Wright crossover. Which, I do like that. That's a fun game. It's just kind of... I don't know. The only thing so far that I dislike about it, because I've been playing through it, haven't beat it yet. Before I got a 3DS, I was watching Z-Slicer's playthrough, and I got like, I think halfway through. It was like chapter 5 or something. Somewhere around there. But yeah, I just don't like the part where when you're on trial, there's multiple people. That I don't like. That's my complaint. I mean, in other words, you know, it's pretty solid. I really like the idea of the witch trials being the conceptual era for Phoenix's trials. Like, that's fucking clever as shit. I don't know much about Professor Layton games, but I'm going to assume it has stuff to do with the supernatural. Did I make it? Yeah. See, we did it, and it was a breeze. We only took our body armor away.
Welcome to the Russian consulate, directly above us. A gift from your Royal Navy.
Oh, fantastic. How did you arrange it?
A cousin in the Public Works Department had the building declared unsafe. The Russians moved out and we've moved in. The sun will come up in a moment. Do you see anything?
I see our Lecter, and it seems to be the topic of discussion. Who's the general?
Krylenko, KGB. He'd be responsible for the attacks against us.
Things are shaping up nicely.
Ah, the girl.
Yes. Waiting.
Garenbeck has powerful allies. He's in league with the surrounding gypsies, and we simply cannot push him out.
I don't care. Take everything we have and assault their camp. I'll lead them myself.
Something about a camp of gypsies.
My friends.
Needed armed, Blackthorn. Just put it in the vault. We will deal with it later.
They said something about attacking a gypsy camp and putting the Lecter in a vault.
I must warn my friends.
What about the vault? Do you know what it is?
No, but they keep the blueprints in the communications room.
You go save your friends. Take the boat.
And you?
I'll find my own way out after I get those blueprints. Be careful. I'll see you soon.
And you get full health, which is nice. But yeah, after you reach this point, the mission becomes 99% more tolerable. It's just being on a boat, doing turret things. That's really the annoying part. The rest of the mission's totally fine, and I don't even mind it. Oh, right. Those are just for stunning things. I don't think anyone's watched it because that was like a long 4 or 5 years ago. My Shadows of the Empire LP, or if anyone's ever played that for themselves, there's a gun in there called the Stunner, and it does exactly that. Stun. That's pretty much what the Sonic cufflinks do too. Excuse me, that was wrong. Sorry, some asshole's car decided to go off this time. You know, for being a quiet neighborhood, there sure are a lot of assholes whenever I want to record. Jesus Christ. Hit the grenade, blow those guys up, there you go. Happy day. Why are you still standing? Thank you. Much, much better. I will use grenades when I decide I want to use them. That's pretty much how I feel about everything. But it is a guarantee that every single gun will be used once. Because there's a mission that depletes practically all of your ammo later. Grab this. Yeah, see, now I'm getting a little bit more on the James Bond edge. Well, no, that's not really the James Bond edge. I feel like when you think of James Bond games, you think probably more first person. I think even Legends plays in first person. The Magnum's awesome, mostly because it's a Magnum, but, you know, don't use it because it's a Magnum. There's very little ammo for it, and it's super powerful, so save it for something like a boss, or a really durable guy, or you're about to die and it's your only hope. It just kind of annoys me because sometimes when you're, you know, you got certain guns that'll run out of ammo and it'll like auto slide to the next, you know, one and all that, right? Sometimes it'll auto slide to the Magnum, and then James will just shoot without hesitation, and I will say, God damn it, James, you stupid motherfucker, stop using all the good guns. And that happens a decent amount with me. I think it's after the assault rifle's out of ammo, he just jumps to the Magnum. And I don't like it. What's in here? I bet there's cat food. Yes, that is cat food. That's kind of the thing that's putting me off refried beans. Is now all I can think of is cat food. Don't go in there, I think. I don't even know if I can go in there. I just know I don't. In here is the secret door. We need to find vent. Here we go. This is vent. Thankfully, this one's obvious if you notice a vent. And then when you notice a vent, you're like, oh, I know what I need to do. But if you don't see the vent, then it's not so obvious. Because that was me. Also, it's great because you can just like run into shit and the Q-copter can take it. So that's great. Eventually, I should probably... Oh no, I need to think. How important, I should say, is the Q-copter? Because you can upgrade it so its battery life is endless. And that's what I'm thinking about. Should I put that as a priority and try and give it endless battery, or should I wait, since it may not matter? I don't remember. I honestly don't. There's your Bond moment. Get inside here. So this was the one I remembered, you know, easily. Schematics. That's good. I don't know where the attach A case is, though. But it's also been a long time since I've gotten attach A cases. And by that I mean, like, the file I have, that's my... I'm going to call it 100%. The game doesn't call it 100%. I think it calls it like 88 or something like that. But I've had that for a few years. Man, I hate life. I'm so Russian. Oh no, my life's over. He was looking around thinking about life, and I gave him a horrible dialogue. But you know, that file I've had forever. I finally unlocked all the levels, all the secret levels, so that's cool. It's just like, I don't know, but I'm gonna assume that it counts. Like, you have to get every single thing as 00 agent. You have to, you know, get the speed run on every single thing. You gotta get the Bond moment on every single thing. Like, I think you gotta get a perfect score. But for technicality's sake, the scores and all that just unlock you stuff. And I've unlocked everything. So I don't see why it's not technically 100%. Everything in the game there is to unlock, I've unlocked. I just haven't done all the fancy speedrun 00 agent things yet. I have 2 levels left to do that on. That's my thing. Oh, here's the attachment case. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Did it. I believe it gives you the same point value every time. Hey, I see you, sir. What are you doing? You should stop doing it. I see a rappel. Oh, I can't jump over this clearly jump overable stuff. Like he's James Bond, he doesn't care, he can walk through it. Oh, and I guess another thing worth mentioning about the new Bond film that I think is kind of cool. It's called Spectre. And, okay, you're a big guy full of scariness. And Spectre was, you know, what Blofeld was technically a part of that organization. So I guess it's almost like the closest sequelitis thing you can get to in James Bond now. You know, they're like giving you new stuff that could work like that, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, well, hey, this existed in the past and now it's in the new. Like, that's one thing I'm curious about, but I feel like, you know, it doesn't matter because it's not supposed to have one. It's like, what the hell's the timeline? Like, the closest thing you have to a timeline is like Casino Royale. That's the first. That's all you know. Sir, I can't shoot you if you're hiding behind there. Oh, that was a good freeze. That was a good freeze. I like this. Let's make this the thumbnail. Oh, I think I might have blown up too. I'm not really sure. Well, that was good. Yeah, it's very convenient that we got this jetpack, right? I mean, what the fuck would James have done otherwise? But hey, we'll take it. I love the, hold on, is it not? Okay, it's not. I thought it was already shot out. There we go. Let's shoot all the windows because we don't need any of them. We just want to be that guy. You know, that's one thing that really sets this game apart is, firstly, it's the fucking 60s. Secondly, there's a goddamn jetpack in it. That raises questions, but I love it, and no other James Bond game has it. And that's what's great about it. And you can even use the jetpack in multiplayer. And it's kind of fun too, and also kind of scary too, because you blow up. And that's a really horrifying death. However, I will say the idea of death by explosions is interesting to me, because, like, the idea of what's lethal about it almost confuses me. It's like, we get it, it's fire, sometimes shrapnel, and then the rest is like force. But the idea that force can be this thing that can, you know, harm and kill you is interesting to me for some reason, just because it feels like it shouldn't be. You know, like almost a strong gust of wind or something. It's strong enough to push your flesh off and end your life. That's why it's cool to me. I mean, there's probably other elements of explosions I don't know about. Like, you know, maybe there's poisonous cupcakes that fly up too. That could be a thing about explosions that only people in explosions know about, is the poisonous cupcakes. Yeah, I can see that. You just don't hear about it much. Like Einstein, he didn't know anything about the poisonous cupcakes. Stop living. Oh yeah, also when speedrunning, just like try your best to ignore everybody, as common sense as that sounds. This part can be really scary when speedrunning it. You're a man. But since I'm on Agent and I have, or excuse me, it's technically Operative, I'm still used to the World's Not Enough GoldenEye syndrome of Agent, Secret Agent 00. I like that better than Operative and Agent. Like, I don't know what made them change it, but it's something I'll never be used to, despite the clear difference in years. Let me think, oh man, that was 14 years ago that I fucking got World's Not Enough and started playing it. That game's that, well, firstly, that game's that old. But I don't like it when people do things like, oh man, Fairly Odd Parents was 10 years ago, I'm old. Like, no, shut up. You're 18, you're not old. Stop whining. It's not that big of a deal, it's called growing up. A lot of things get old as you do. I can understand if you're like, wow, that feels so long ago. Or it feels like it was just yesterday. Time flies. Like, I could understand that. Because that was my little moment right there when I said, wow, that was 14 years ago. Because it doesn't feel like it was. But I wasn't going, oh man, I'm so old. Like, that annoys me. I don't like it. And you would think things like that would hamper me from having friends or make it hard for me to get friends, but somehow it doesn't. Alright, aside from you shooting at me, there was like someone else shooting at me, and it seemed like they were above me. Like there's a strict no living rule going on here that I'm enforcing. I also kind of think the idea of going through this backwards is interesting, even though you're on a jetpack. I don't know, I like it. It's just the first part, you know, like, chop that out of the level, and I like it. And up until the part where I'm ready to die, then I dislike it a lot. Now I should probably start focusing on the leaving. Where am I going? Don't really know, but I'm going it. Go that way. Good job, James. Do it again. There we go. Oh yeah, another thing that I thought was kind of interesting in a strange way is, like, the music in this game, you know, aside from being, you know, probably like really expected orchestra, it makes me think of Shadows of the Empire. The reason that's relevant is the idea that on Soaring, Shadows of the Empire had copyright thingies, so God hopes that this one doesn't. And on top of that, my original LP of Shadows of the Empire was with so poor quality, you can't even tell. I saved. Fuck. Well, can't be undone now. Worst thing that happens is I redo the first few missions. You know, the quality's so poor you can't even tell, and that's what I think is kind of funny. Especially with American Wasteland, but let's not talk about that. I just choose to not acknowledge that. Alright, so we got these nice 2 lines going on here, and a good amount of research points. So let's just go ahead and let's just max it out anyway. I don't even care. I can't. Does that say DWG? DHG? I assume it's health is the important thing. Alright, we'll just go ahead and, no? Okay, I guess we're gonna no. Still no! I have 5 points. Maybe I should have looked at that from the beginning. There we go. Now we have a perfect Q-copter, though. So that's good. I'm pretty sure we'll be needing it, but yeah. I'll see you guys later when we go to the Gypsy Camp! See all our friends.